Hello everybody. My name is Dermish Dyer and I'm with Mortimer Williams, my good-looking co-host. Weather Vibes.
Greetings and welcome to Weather Vibes, a chat show that uses the weather to start interesting conversations. And I mean, what could be more interesting than getting to know your two gorgeous co-hosts?
So how are we going to do this? I'm thinking more of a Q&A session, almost like speed dating.
Oh, like
Speed dating. Although, disclaimer, I'm not going to date you. You're way out of my league.
Good save. Okay, I'll go first. Okay. Dharmesh, where are you from? Just tell us a little bit more about yourself.
That's a tough question. King Williamstown, beautiful little town in the Eastern Cape. Hashtag visit Eastern Cape. I grew up there, Dale College Boys High School. Quaint little town on the foothills of the Amatola Trail, which is how I got involved in climbing mountains all over the world. So yes, if you're in King Williamstown, pop around for a cup of tea.
Wow, King. Oh, so you climb mountains. All right, so tell us more about your hiking.
Well, this actually started in 2007. I was sitting at a hospital, obviously, getting damaged, doing all these adventure sports, and I read a book by Al Gore saying how the glaciers are melting on the top of Kilimanjaro. So at 30 years old, with no experience climbing mountains, I went and hiked and trained in Hogsback, which you know is a beautiful place. And then I climbed Kilimanjaro and I saw the glaciers. And I said to myself, never, ever again. But lo and behold, a couple of years later, I ended up in Russia, Argentina, Mexico, and I've been climbing ever since. It's beautiful.
So it became a bit of an addiction.
An unhealthy addiction.
Well, okay, of sorts. All right, so tell me, what was the most difficult summit?
Most difficult summit would be Aconcagua. That's the highest point in the southern hemisphere.
Where about is it?
In South America.
South America.
It took me almost 18 hours just to get there. I didn't get to the summit, unfortunately. I developed what you call pulmonary edema. That's when blood goes into your lungs.
Ooh.
I recovered, obviously, but I'm definitely going back because that's the whole point of climbing and experiencing. You go out no matter what the weather. So definitely Aconcagua, the most difficult experience thus far.
And your favorite summit?
Oh, favorite without a doubt. You know, you never forget your first time. Kilimanjaro.
Yeah.
27th of October 2007. I was crying, but man, for that split second, Mortimer, I was the highest person in Africa.
So you could say you're sitting on top of the world,
Absolutely.
basically.
Well, on top of Africa. Everest is still coming, but for now, Kilimanjaro pulls my heartstrings. A close second is Hogs 1 in Hogsback. It's where I'm from. It's the Eastern Cape. It's the most beautiful province in the world.
We know it's beautiful there. So I know that you're very passionate about climate change. So this sudden onset of climate change, does it affect your hiking or climbing as a whole?
Absolutely. I mean, you could take the most simplest of equations. It could change the dates of when you need to fly out to climb these mountains because the seasons are changing. As I mentioned before, the glaciers on top of Kilimanjaro are melting away. So you want to go now. But it's not just a question of trying to have as much fun in spite of climate change. You actually want to sit back and think to yourself, how can we stop climate change? How can we have these discussions? How can we recycle? How can we save water? How can we make the world a better place? So yes, to answer your question, climate change is absolutely affecting all the adventures out there, but that shouldn't stop you from going out.
Good advice.
But enough about me and inspiring you. Tell us about your young self, Mr. Mortimer Williams.
My young self. Okay, so I am from the southern suburbs in Cape Town. I am an actor, singer, used to be a dancer. I'm old now. Performer, MC, specializing in corporate events, etc. And I've been doing this for about 28 years now.
Wow, so you've been all over the place now.
All over the place.
So you say you don't dance anymore. Is that because you've got problems with your knees?
Yeah.
Pneumonia. Thank you, I'm your old age. I believe you've also done a movie called Barakat.
Barakat. Yeah.
Barakat, oh, that sounds interesting. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Barakat is a movie that we shot in 2020 in Cape Town. It is a story about a Muslim family facing adversity, but it is a movie about family values, about breaking the stigma of the so-called colored community in Cape Town who gets labeled as gangsters, drug dealers, etc. It is a story that affects people in general. So it's not color specific, it's not community specific. It is a beautiful story about love, loss, and just family unity.
I also believe you won an award as the Best Supporting Actor for this role.
I have won the award for Best Supporting Actor in Los Angeles in California. Barakat has won numerous awards across the world and has recently been selected as South Africa's official selection to the Oscar Awards.
Wow, Mr. Celebrity, eh? You mentioned this was shot in Cape Town.
Correct.
Yeah. Now, as we all know, Cape Town has got 7 seasons in 7 hours. How did climate change and the weather affect the shooting of this particular movie?
Look, first of all, it was such a pleasure shooting in Cape Town, where I'm from, but the weather does change constantly. But we have people on board that keep an eye on the weather, specifically for questions like that. If there is something that was meant to be shot outside, and unfortunately it starts to rain, we have to adapt and shoot inside, but it's all about preparation. But I mean, you know what, you either adapt or you die.
Absolutely. Well, there you go, folks. So you can see how the weather actually affects your daily lives in more ways than you can imagine. And today I believe we're talking to an advocate for wellness and climate change and for inspiration.
Correct. And once again, we go head to head on our weather quiz.
And I believe the Quizmaster has a challenge for the audience, and I don't know why I'm speaking in such a deep voice.
Maybe because he has such a deep voice. Stay tuned for more.
And catch us after the break. Weather Vibes.
Weather Vibes. Welcome to Weather Vibes. For those of you who have just tuned in, today we are interviewing the CEO of Healthy Living Consulting. Welcome, Ronald.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, Ronald, tell us a little bit more about what it is that you actually do.
Healthy Living Consulting's goal, purpose, and our massive transformative process is to give people the information that they need in a digital format to make health and well-being choices for themselves. Why? Because I want everybody to be as healthy as what they can be, to flourish in every facet of their lives, and ultimately savor every drop of life that they have.
Wow, that is amazing on a digital platform.
Digital platforms, so video content, a mobile app as well, so it all sits in a space and a time when you need it. Whether you're sitting at home with your family, whether you, before you get onto the road, going on a trip, or whether you're in the office, if you need to just find information that you need, access to identify something that's concerning you with your health and well-being, HLC is the place to go.
Amazing. Now, Ronald, what would you say is your most important role as an advocate for well-being?
Without a doubt, is to bring credible information to the fore. There's too much false news and fake news out there, fact. People are talking nonsense. But more often than not is we tend to believe the nonsense.
Yeah.
It's being spewed. And when you look at that, you say to yourself, what do I believe for me? Your first wealth, Mortimer, is your health. Without it, you don't have much.
True.
So when you have the most credible information in a way that allows you to understand it, that's relevant to you, you can apply those lessons into your life. And you can change it from a theory, which is wellness, by doing well, which is well-doing, to achieve the goal of well-being, which is being well.
Here is the question that everyone has been waiting for. Does the weather affect well-being? We know that it affects moods. For instance, exposing skin to sunlight produces vitamin D, which aids the brain in producing serotonin. So we know that there's a link to that mood. But does it affect well-being?
Without a doubt. But let's take a step back and say, what is our definition of well-being? And when we define well-being, it is about being happy and being healthy in every facet of your life. Our HLC 10-factor model describes well-being as an inner circle, which is in your control. What you think, what you feel, what you do, and the outer circle, being things that are out of your control. Social, business, weather, and other areas that are out of your control. And when one impacts the other, you can only do what you can control and look after that from well-being. Does weather play a role? Without a doubt. One of the examples that you gave, so true and so apt. But what we've also found is that there's an increase in climate. And climate change has been described by the World Health Organization as the next big health crisis we are going to face as a global population. But climate, Mortimer, is related to places. and places resonate with us emotionally. When people ask you, where's home? And you'll often describe it as home is where I have 4 seasons in a day. Cape Town. Home is where the rain is pitter-patter, as soft as cotton wool. Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
When you're in Johannesburg, we would describe afternoon as time, Chronos and Kairos, being the chronological time, as the thunderstorms in the late afternoon. All of those facets relate to the resonance of the emotional connection of what weather is. But climate change is affecting that. And when it affects that, the change in climate and weather means it's impacting our mental well-being, our emotional well-being, and our physical well-being. Diseases have the opportunity to become more rife. With hotter days and longer summers and a little bit of more wetness throughout the year, malaria could increase. You find that there are medical conditions and diseases that could spread more. We find that mental health issues after a pandemic like we've just experienced with COVID-19 is that there's post-traumatic stress disorder with everything around it. There's the death, there's the grieving of what we've lost, not just from losing someone, but from death from what we're used to as life. But there's opportunity for growth. So does weather impact us negatively from our well-being? Yes, but it can also impact us positively if we choose to accept and embrace that opportunity.
Okay, so here on Weather Vibes, we like to ask our guests a couple of just odd questions. What is your favorite local destination?
Uppington.
Why?
Grew up, my family's from there, and I associated it with having a good time and fighting at 2 o'clock in the morning in summer to get cold water.
Oh, okay, because it is quite hot over there. Second question, what is your favorite food?
Condensed milk with anything.
Really?
I have a professional sweet tooth, so anything with condensed milk is a weight to my heart.
Professional sweet tooth. Okay, so I see sugar is not affecting you at all. Okay, third question, what's your favorite season?
I love all seasons except those that impact my sinuses, but if I had to choose a favorite, I'm a winter boy.
I agree. Last question, drive or fly?
It depends how far. I love convenience and getting to a destination quickly, so if it's a distance away, I'm flying. If it's a short distance, I love a drive.
Lovely. But Ronald, thank you so much for your wisdom that you've shared with us here today, and we wish you all the best in your venture.
Thank you for having me, and you keep safe and healthy and enjoy the seasons.
I shall do so. So, for more on Weather Vibes, stay tuned. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Weather Vibes. It's about that time where you get to see firsthand how I annihilate this guy in our weather quiz.
Disclaimer, I will probably cheat and I will probably get away with it.
Yeah. Ready? Okay, you can go first.
Am I going first?
Yes. Bring it on.
All right, young man. The topic is wind and rain.
Wind and rain.
Wind and rain.
Why not earth, wind and fire?
One of my favorite songs, September. I was born in September.
Okay.
The 20th of October.
That is irrelevant.
What are we playing for, by the way?
We are playing for...
Honor.
Yeah, you can play for honor. I mean, I've won more than enough, so I'm going to give you a...
We shall see, we shall see.
Hoi, puppy.
What is the world's wettest place?
Cape Town.
No, close.
Yeah.
Actually, you're not close. You're about 10,000 kilometers away.
Oh, my word.
Let me give you a clue. Their cricket team was recently here to play a series against South Africa.
Pakistan.
No, Pakistan hasn't been here for a while.
India.
There we go. It's a place in India.
Hyderabad.
No, Hydra. Just because it sounds like water doesn't mean Hyderabad. It's water bad.
Yeah. Do you want specifically the
I want,
place?
yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
I got a half a point for India.
Okay, I'll give you a half a point, and then we'll
It's not
count down.
It's
5.
not Mumbai. It's
4,
New Delhi.
3.
Agra.
It's a place called Moorseriam. What is the windiest place in South Africa? Not a city. Windiest place in South Africa. The wind is hectic there, I know that.
The windiest place. Everybody says PE is the
No,
windiest
no.
place. The windy city. So what is it? I don't know.
I'll give you a clue.
Give me a clue.
It's got something to do with Cape Town.
Cape Town. It's got something to do with Cape Town.
Well,
That's
the name
not
is
much of
there.
a
The
clue.
name is there.
Cape Agalas.
What am I doing to you?
Cape Point.
There we go. Well done,
Cape Point.
That's a -10 there as well because I had to point you out on that.
Sure.
Last question. Are you ready?
Yeah,
What car do you own? No, that's not the question, but we're going to play for your car. What car do you have?
A 1989 Mark I Golf.
Okay, definitely we are playing for that. I don't even know what that car looks like, but it will be great. I'm tired of walking everywhere.
Hoi.
Which area recorded the highest rainfall in Africa? I'm going to be kind. I'm going to give you 2 options. Vemershoek in Franschhoek, Cape Town. Am I saying that right?
Ja,
Okay.
Vemershoek.
Yeah. And
Vemershoek.
Bioko Island in Equatorial Guinea.
I think it's the second one.
The second woman. Where are we going here?
The second one.
What's the second one?
In New Guinea, whatever the name that...
Are you sure? I mean, we're playing for your car now.
It's fine, you
are
can have the car.
absolutely sure?
You can have the car. Yes, the final answer.
Unfortunately,
It was Vemershoek.
it is the correct answer.
I know, you see what I'm saying?
But I'm sure you cheated. I'm sure somebody in the audience winked.
No, just
wink,
because you
wink.
couldn't pronounce it, that's
Yeah,
why I knew
well,
it was the right one. Okay, so I'm going to do it again. I got 2.
Okay, you got 2 out of 10. So,
Perfect.
So-
Okay.
so-
Are you ready? Put it down. Put it
Am
down.
I ready? Am I
Put it
ready?
down.
Okay. Do
It's
you know,
on like a scone.
my
Watch this
best
space.
subject in school was English and geometry, and maybe geography. So let's go. Where the vibes?
How's this? Ramesh, you're about to take a hike.
That's why I came dressed up.
Yeah, I see. What is the coldest place on Earth?
Antarctica,
But where specifically?
the South Pole, where Santa stays.
I need a place.
Can I come back to you on that? Antarctica, that's the best you're going to get from me.
The second
Antarctic
part-
desert.
The second part sounds a bit Japanese.
South Pole, it sounds a bit Japanese. Sushi. My
5.
favorite food, by the way, sushi.
4.
Antarctica,
3, that's the first part.
Hiroshima.
1.
Duh.
Habanero.
Okay, what's the
It
answer?
is Antarctica.
Yes.
But it is Dome Fuji. Huh? You see, Japanese like Mount Fuji, but it's not like
Dome Fuji.
Yeah.
Wow. I learned something new today.
My favorite subjects was English and geometry.
And geography. Okay,
Yes.
so I get half a point there.
Yeah. What is the hottest place on Earth?
Hottest place on Earth. I'm thinking along the equator. South America.
could be.
California. Oh, wait. I know this. There's a desert there. There's a desert. Mojave Desert.
Are you talking about Mojave Desert?
Mojave. Yeah, it's just, English wasn't a...
Emoji.
Emoji
I thought English
desert.
was one of your...
Clearly not.
Are you sure about
Yes,
Mojave?
Yes,
Desert?
yes. Absolutely. I believe it's like 100 degrees in the shadow.
Okay, so wrong. Okay, because
That
the
hurts.
Mojave Desert is in New Mexico.
Question is, who wins the car today?
I get to keep my vehicle.
Well, I guess I'm walking home again today. By the way, can I get a lift?
No, Walk on Sunshine.
Great song, by the way.
Fantastic by Katrina and the Waves. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from our amazing quiz. I'm once again the reigning champion.
Welcome, my fellow travelers, to Port St. John's. Situated at the mouth of the Mzumvubu River, on a coastline of 270 kilometers long, it is known as the center of tourism on the Wild Coast. From Umtata in the west and Flagstaff in the north, the R61 road will connect you to Port St. John's.
Look at this view, it's been raining
last couple of days. The rain has stopped. The sun is trying to break through, and the view. It really is the adventure province. Look at that, folks. Port St. John's, this beautiful mountain, the river, the mist. I tell you folks, wherever you are, Eastern Cape, Port St. John's, let's just go and explore. Let's just have some fun here, man. So besides enjoying the river and the mountains, I decided to meet one of the locals. One in particular was a young man who knows his town.
We're with a local celebrity, a tourism man. Storo, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Right, now, Port St. John's is a beautiful place. It's lovely. Tell us about what makes this place so special.
Port St. John's has got a lot of attractive places. You know, it's a small town, but it attracts a lot of tourists. You know, we've got big mountains, 2 of them, as you can see over there, and over there, and we've also got this big river called Umzimvubu River. You know, which translates to home of hippos.
Home of hippos.
Yes.
But we haven't seen any hippos here. Are there hippos?
Yeah, there are no hippos right now, but there used to be hippos before.
All right. What would you tell everybody out there and why they should come and visit this beautiful little hidden gem in the Eastern Cape?
It is because Port St. John's, when it comes to crime, the crime is very low here. First of all, you know, you don't have to worry about your safety. And then we've got a lot of places you can explore, like these mountains I talked about. We've got rivers that you can go and fish at, you know. So which makes it one of the places that you can go to when you're going for holiday.
Fantastic. Well, it really does seem that you need to come here for at least a week. At least a week to explore everything that you have to offer.
Yes, it is.
The climate is a humid subtropical. In the area near the town, the most significant travertine deposits in South Africa are found. And about 10 kilometers west of Port St. John's, sandstone is excavated for architectural use. #Visit Eastern Cape.
Now, folks, I know you're sitting at home. You're probably having your coffee or your glass of red wine. But here we've been exploring the Wild Coast. It truly is amazing. I mean, you've got all of these great places. So if you want some adventure, if you want some excitement, come and join us. Come and join me on this incredible adventure. Really, the Eastern Cape tourism, it's the place to be.
Okay, I need to come along with next time because this journey is just getting better. I mean, some people have all the luck.
Well, I tell you, Mortimer, this place, Treneries, was exactly what the crew and I needed after the amazing drive in the Wild Coast. We were spoilt rotten. The cocktails, the walking on the beach, and this stop was not short of adventure. In fact, the person lighting the bonfire actually caught a light. But we had to take that out of the show. I actually felt like we were in one of those 80s shows with Jean-Claude Van Damme. But luckily, nobody was hurt.
So basically, that guy was on fire.
The adventure was amazing. The weather played its part. There is so much to do at Treneries. We're definitely going back for another roll at it.
Sure, I can't wait.
But unfortunately, you're going to have to wait, folks. But catch us on social media, on all the handles. Weather Vibes.
Until next time, catch us on Weather Vibes.